At the T-minus 3-minute mark, tape recorders on board the spacecraft were turned on. These recorders record both voice and data.
WOMMLP, operating out of Burlington, Vermont. You're listening to Rocket Shop Radio Hour. Special guest tonight, Julia Caesar. They look very excited to be on the radio. I've heard them before. Maybe not everybody has, so I'm going to have them start off with a quick song. What is this one called?
And We Sing. It's a brand new song.
A brand new song. So actually, I haven't heard this one either. This is And We Sing, Julia Caesar.
Forest is waiting for you, just where the green of the light blue. I was wrong in thinking that things would come true when they weren't supposed to. I was strong, my small hands lifted my head, knew I was stronger than I could pretend. All around me everything started to bend. Swift in the white lights, we fumble for words that just make us feel right, so our shadows glow bright in the dark.
There we are, a new song from Julia Caesar. Wow, I did not know that was going to happen tonight. That is amazing. Thank you. That was And We Sing. Got it. Okay. So why don't we have you go around, introduce yourselves, and since we're on the radio, tell us what instrument you're holding and or sitting in front of, just so people know. Although we are on YouTube, so people can get out and watch a little bit in the 360.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, everyone.
Oh,
hey. A lot quieter.
And that was, well, why don't we start with you? And that was Meg's guitar amp turning off.
That's my guitar amp. And I'm Meg, and I'm playing the guitar and singing some harmonies.
All righty. And next to her, we've got...
I'm Katie, and I'm singing and playing the bass.
Right.
And, I'm Liz. I'm singing, playing guitar, and yeah.
And way back here we have...
Hey, I'm Steve. I'm playing the drum set at the moment. Thank you.
At the moment, do you do other things, Steve?
Sometimes I'll help on a guitar.
All right.
Chance.
That's this is apparently very amusing to all of us here. So I first heard you on a Rocket Shop it was a year ago, I think beginning of September, over at Arts Riot when we did a Rocket Shop live. And I think you had been together at that point for a few months. Is that true? So that was September 2017. So we're here a year later. You have a new, well, I guess it's not technically new anymore in the grand scheme of things, but an EP under your belt. Sounds like you're working on a bunch of new songs here.
Yeah.
And you've been doing some other interesting things in parking garages, which we'll get to. So let's start first with just a little background. How did you guys come together and form a band? I mean, was there one person who started this? Did you just randomly run into each other?
Well,
Looks like
Liz
Katie's
is,
gonna answer
it's
for
funny
us.
because Liz is like doing a documentary right now about the band from her perspective, and so yesterday she interviewed all three of us and asked us that question of how the band started.
So we
it's
should
just
we
really
should have a
fun.
very good answer here.
So Liz Liz, you can go for it if you want. You got all three
Well,
perspectives.
since now I know everyone's story. I was working at a music store in town, and Katie came in looking for a guitar, and we had one, and then we exchanged numbers because that was exciting. That ladies are rocking and rolling
Yes.
guitars, and then eventually we started playing music together and writing songs for about 6 months through like the winter of like,
This was the two of you still.
two of us,
Okay.
through like the winter of 2016, and then we met Meg. I was buying soup from her. She was selling some really good soup.
It's a very retail-related story.
Oh yeah, we all work places. So Meg was slinging soups, and I was playing in bands too, and played a show at her house. And Katie came to that, and then we all met and talked, and we had this thing called Tuned In going at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
And so we did this show with some other Tuned In kids, in which we were a band called Clambake, opening up for the Morissette, a band that does all of Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette all the way through. And Katie and Steve, throughout all that time, had been working at an after-school program together, and they
Nice.
and so she brought him in, and then there we are. We're a band. Look at that.
There you are, just like that. And so that was, you came together in spring of 2017
Yeah,
about.
that sounds about right.
And when I heard you in the first Rocket Shop, you had quite a few songs under your belt already. And you're working on more right now. Do you find these songs come to you quickly? I mean, are they coming from different places, from different people? I mean, how does that?
Yeah.
You seem very prolific in a very short amount of time, which is very cool.
That's epic. Well, I think
Are you close enough to the mic?
yeah, I think I'm close enough here. When Liz and I first started playing together, we were just kind of wandering around a lot, and I record everything on voice memos and then structure them into. I have a kind of like structural mind like that, so I think that's why they come quick. Is we're spending time in a lot of these like jams, and then just being like, oh, that's a song now, and I'd write words, and so we wrote a bunch of songs together at that point instrumentally, and then when we started playing with the group, I would write some songs on the bass and write the melody and sort of structure those and bring those to the group, and everyone would write their parts. And then Liz also wrote songs, and she'd write like parts for Meg and I, and on a more recent one, drum part as well. And then with those, I'd write lyrics too, and we'd kind of work together to give the song a structure. So we are right now in the process of finishing writing what's going to be a 12-song album that we're tracking in December. So we just have this EP that we put out in July that has 6 songs on it. And so there's like 6 songs from over the last year as well that didn't like make it on the EP, or that we're working through over time. And then more recently, we just totally wrote 3 brand new ones. And then we have a 4th that Liz has written, and is a little more amorphous, but that's going to be on that album as well.
So it sounds like, do you write, does the music come first and then the lyrics come in, or do you have?
For songs that I write, I just like come up with melodies often.
Okay.
And we'll like sing them in the bathroom in the voice memos, and then go home.
Sing the
later.
melody.
Sing the melody.
Sing
Like
the
the melody will
melody. Yep.
come, and then some words, and or sometimes just from playing the bass and then sort of moving around. And then with Liz's stuff, you can.
Oh, I kind of just sit on the couch and play guitar a lot. And then I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. And I'm like, cool, let's make a bass line for it. It's like, oh, but if the drums do this, it's a little mad.
So really the music's coming together first for most of your stuff. Is that a true statement? And then, so lyrically though, how does the music suggest a feeling or
Yeah,
something,
the
and then
ones-
you're finding words to go with that, or
Yeah, the
how does
ones
that work
that I
for you?
write in like one swoop, like that one, and we sing that we just played. I wrote that on the last night of our tour in the bathroom. Nobody even noticed that I was in the bathroom for like 45 minutes. They were all just watching TV, and I like popped out, and I was like, I'm still in here writing a song, and they were like I don't know, nobody even. I just thought it was, time. It was a time warp, and just wrote that. But I wrote the melody and the lyrics all in one swoop. So for the last three, they're all wrapped in one thing. Like the lyrics, the story that the lyrics tell, and the feel of the whole song are just kind of like all one.
And do you find that leads to a theme in this album, or are these songs?
It's kind of all over the place. It's
Okay.
just like ones we really like. The three that I just wrote kind of have a little cohesiveness. to
Songs
them.
you love is a theme, in my book anyways.
Songs that we love.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have to tell a story
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing a rock opera, right? So, and in which case, they can be like some operas that.
Yeah, I think they're all. It's a really cool like textural collection of songs, and I think like one of the reasons that I enjoy playing so much with this group and like specifically writing. So Liz, for the ones that I write, like Meg and Steve will like write their parts, and Meg will write harmonies, and when Liz will write her part, and just like the tension, like we all have a pretty wide variety of muses, and so when it comes together, there's just kind of there's a bit of like just like tension there. So there's some songs that are three of those three songs I feel like that we just wrote for the most part are pretty like indulgent in like this one sort of like pod of feeling, but they're throughout the whole album. I think there's going to be a huge variety because they're from a bunch of different time over a bunch of different time.
Should you have another song to share with us right now?
Yeah.
So is this from an upcoming song, or is this?
This one's on the EP.
This one's on, which is Heavy Flow, right? Okay. And which one are you going to play for us?
Nosedive.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
An oldie but a goodie. Okay.
Oldie as in like year.
All right.
Thank you.
And I left, though the ground was very far. Took a nosedive down through the water without sound, sinking to find out why this water is so deep. Millennia below our feet.
That was Nosedive by Julia Caesar. And so anyone who's been listening to Rocket Shop for a while knows that I am not Tom Proctor and I am not from Manchester, England, obviously from my accent. So being the kind of rookie host that I am, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Bob Cahoon. I've been a volunteer here for quite a while. And sitting next to me is Annie Hutchings, who is also going to be doing a little bit of the interviewing too. So I think Annie's ready to ask some questions. But before she jumps in, I had one thing popped into my head. What I was thinking about what Liz said about meeting Meg, who's serving you soup. There's still a connection here. Did she serve soup like a guitarist? Or how did you know?
Oh, that's funny.
That's a good
No,
question.
I used to work down at August 1st.
Okay,
So-
that's still not a music-related thing.
No, not at all.
Okay.
So Liz was working in advance, so she would come down to August 1st on her lunch breaks. And we always have 2 different types of soup.
Yep.
And by we, I mean, like, I don't still work there, but I consider myself at August 1st forever.
You're forever first.
And Liz always chose, she was always like kind of shy and funny, but she always chose the right type of soup. Like, you know how there's like a vegetable minestrone and then there's like a broccoli cheddar. Broccoli cheddar. Like,
So-
Liz, I knew right away that, like, we were going to be friends. 'Cause,
So there you go. So on tour, Liz orders soup.
I have a good soup taste.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And
Somehow you
Tell.
started talking about music in the midst of soup.
Yeah,
Oh,
I found
um,
out that you worked at Advance
yeah, and then I found out that I was playing a basement show with Little Slugger at
at
her
my house. I used
Okay.
to give her soup. Like, I
Like,
worked
she
August
handed it
1st,
to me.
and she would come in and she would order soup. I feel like you're confused.
No, this is great.
He's just confused about
Okay.
how you made the
Oh.
connection to them being in a
Oh, yeah,
band. It was
okay.
because of
Yeah.
the party that
Yeah, I mean, I was just sort of like,
fateful night.
she served me soup, and now she's in my band. There was a bit in the middle that was...
Usually I assume soup people are music people. There tends to be a correlation.
Yeah.
No.
Awesome.
Steve, you have
She's for-
Steve,
she's
what are you
forcing a
saying over
connection
there?
to make this story shorter.
No, it's okay. We have all you know.
Sorry, I have issues with.
Hour.
I like my narratives to be more organic and truthful.
We're not forcing anything. We met at the party. That's what happened.
All right,
We weren't there.
That's
what
quite
happened.
okay.
No, she was saying that music people are soup people, and I was just saying. It's kind of a stretch.
A little bit, maybe. So, Annie, do you have any questions? Annie will get us back on track,
Oh
Steve.
my god, yes.
You mentioned that you were recently on tour. Would you like to elaborate?
It was so fun.
Yeah, go Meg.
We were in a van, and
So
There was
when
incidents.
did the tour start? Was this after your VPR performance?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like early August. I
Okay.
believe. Right?
Yeah, it was right
Mid
after we
early
put out the EP. It was sort of like the tour to follow the EP. So yeah, we went. There's this gal who lives in Philly who used to live here, Jenna. Is it Bauer or Brower?
Brower.
Okay, because I know a Jenna Brower, who is doing booking for us, and so because of our Kickstarter we paid her to sort of help us book these shows, and she'd been doing booking for a while, sort of in the northeast coastal, East Coast kind of region, and so yeah, she just kind of threw it together, and it was a 10-day tour. We played 9 shows. And we went all the way. We did like New York and Philly and Boston and New Haven, Connecticut, and New Hampshire, Delaware, New Jersey at a place called the Chubby Pickle. And my mom brought all her yoga friends, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, and we still
So
love each
you're
other.
from that area then? Mm-hmm. So you were able. Is this the first time people from there had seen you
Yeah.
play in a band? What
Yeah.
was that like?
It was really special. It was like all my family. It was really freaking cute. My mom literally brought like every single person she's ever met to that show at this like dive bar. And it was really special. But the whole thing was awesome, and we got along really well, and we just want to do that more. So that's
So
exciting.
10-day tours, perfect length.
Yeah.
Go
we
a
could go
little bit longer
longer.
we could have done
We
more.
go for years.
over years.
Years on end.
It's a long time.
But you did. But so you were basically driving a little bit, playing the next day.
Yeah, we
You
only
didn't
had
have
one
long
day.
stretches in there that
I
are.
think, what was it, longest stretch was probably like 5-6 hours.
It wasn't that long.
Okay.
It wasn't too bad.
And that's in the doable territory.
Yeah, it's nothing like
Yeah,
to
yeah. I
be too
don't
worried
think-
about.
Yeah, I feel like anything over 7 hours, I don't know if this is an okay time to talk about what we're planning. Is that okay? Or
Yes.
Do you have it? You didn't prompt it at all.
No,
but-
yeah, no. You know what you want to
we
talk
are,
about.
yeah,
and
we're
what the
planning,
show-
and we've been kind of hibernating for a little bit for at least the month of October while we finished writing these 3 songs, and we didn't really play. We came back from tour and like did some festivals, which was really cool, and but haven't really played too much around here. So we're finished writing those 4 songs. We have a show on the 15th coming up, November 15th, where we're like premiering live these new songs for the first time, and we're gonna do acoustic versions of a lot of the stuff on the EP, and then just kind of like, or a few of those songs on the EP, and just play through all of our stuff, and we're curating that ourselves. And that's gonna be at Cold Hollow Contracting, which is right near the New City Market. And that's going to be really special. And then we track the album, and then Meg goes home to Colorado for a month and a half. And then when she gets back, we're doing like weekend runs in February, and then we're planning a full tour in March, a big tour in March. And then we have our fingers crossed about things we're excited about in April that are not in any way set in stone. But we're just kind of like looking forward to being on tour a lot. In this
And
spring.
there's a recording of the album in midst of all of this.
Well, that's right before Meg leaves in December,
This,
and then she goes home for.
Sounds very busy. So,
Yeah.
so you have most of the songs written
Mm-hmm.
for the new album. Do you find that playing them live like this helps you when you then get into the studio and want to record it, so that you've had a little, not just practice, but a little experience of people's reaction to these songs?
So, yeah, I think so. It's like especially for the EP, we spent like a 6 months playing them out before we tracked them, so we had like a really good sense of what was cool. But I think with some of these songs that we haven't really played out yet, except for like Now and in the van the other day, which we'll talk about.
We're going to get to the van.
It's like it's practice but in a different setting, which is good because practice is so much like you go to our place, we know what we're doing, our stuff's all there, it's really comfortable, but recording isn't always that, so it's cool to be able to do it
Place
in
with a little
different
more
settings.
tension than where you feel 100% comfortable. And
Right, and where you have to get something done. I think it's good to do that.
is this going to be recorded locally or
We're going to Massachusetts.
Massachusetts? So you have a little road trip
Massachusetts.
recording.
Yeah, we're recording with the Kids. They're
cool.
doing our tracking for us, Rebecca and Hannah, at a studio. I don't know the name of the studio, but it's
It's a yurt.
There's a yurt there apparently that we get to
Are you going to
stay
record in the yurt?
in. Maybe.
Or is you
Probably
just
not. We'll sleep in the yurt.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're super stoked. They've been just really supportive of everything, and they're definitely sort of like, they're on a track that is really exciting to us, and so it's gonna be nice to spend time and build relationships. And I'm very trusting of their ears.
It's a little bit of a mentor relationship with them, perhaps?
Hopefully.
You're hoping.
We're working
I'm
on it.
just jumping right and spilling everything.
We're
Giving
working
them-
on it.
I'm
Yeah,
showing
they
all
don't
the
know.
cards.
They
Yeah.
might not know, yeah, but they're probably not watching. Well, maybe they're watching.
You don't know.
There are mentors that can watch.
Yeah.
It's on the internet now.
Yeah.
So as a band that's sorry, Steve, led by women, I assume this is a true statement that really you guys kind of have organized it and brought Steve in, who does some amazing drumming for you.
It might
are
look
like-
that way, but Steve's actually secretly
He's secretly
piloting
pulling the
everything
strings?
back there. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
we're all figureheads.
Hi, Steve.
Okay.
He's the
There's wires
mastermind.
running to each of your heels, and
Yeah.
no, but do you find that it's easier now? I mean, do you see a difference even just in the short time frame of what's changed, just what's going on politically in this country and socially, for
In,
you
like,
to get
the
out there and
last
get
year and a
noticed
half?
better and to get support?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely, well, I think we spent a lot of time over the last year with this group called Tuned In that we were a part of that has kind of just like amorphously dissolved. It was just a moment of
Was that a local thing?
It was
Okay.
a group of female non-binary musicians, and we just started having like gatherings where we'd like talk about shared experiences and did some kind of like imagining around what it could look like to have some kind of like entity that would shared practice space, shared gear, you know, just kind of. And we also got into just like some really intense junctions around like intersectionalism and identity, and there was just so much learning. Like I feel like I learned so much in that short amount of time about, well, not only now are we all kind of like separate in our own little like orbs and like having weird like competitive tension, but now we're learning how we as like cis white women are learning how to be better advocates and activists for other musicians in our community too. And so it's just kind of like this, there feels like there's just a lot of space, a lot more space, and also, yeah, we're just kind of doing it how we want to do it, like creating our own conditions for our music and trying to, just be experimental and not get caught in the same like cycles that at least I was experiencing around here in the few years of playing around before we started playing together.
And do you think there are some concrete things that still need to happen to you know, like what are the next steps? What are the next concrete things you see that the barriers that need to come down? Or, I mean, is there anything in particular that's still a big struggle?
It's just
Or-
the whole system is just white supremacy and patriarchy and cis hetero like it's just like a big mess. And so I think what we're trying to do with music stuff and like what we were talking, the conversations with Tuned In were sort of like just trying to like figure out, to like create some, I don't know, just create community around what we were doing and just pooling of resources as sort of like an idea or a theme. And I think that just in general, that would be awesome here. I think a lot of people have like caught on, it seems, and people had also been here like doing that work way before we came along with Tuned In, like femme and female musicians here sort of paving the way. And but I don't know. Money. Money
Well,
needs
and
to
that's
move.
kind of a universal
Yeah,
band,
totally,
starting
for
band thing.
everything, but yeah.
Which is good to hear because, I mean, people can't see me yet either, but I'm the old white guy. Well, not that old, but I mean, the older, yeah, I'm older than you, Ian. The older I get, the less I know I realize. And I'm here to support you, but I'm wanting to know, what can I do as somebody who, I've seen it happen. I walk in a room and I am the older white guy. It commands a certain respect from a certain set of people
Right.
that I don't necessarily feel I've earned.
Yeah, I think,
But how do I give that to that respect, instant respect to somebody else? And I don't know. It's, I think about these things.
Doing stuff like this, like
Yeah.
providing spaces for people who
And-
don't normally have them, and exposure, and just creating space, I think. And I think the fact that you're conscious of it is good.
It's a step.
Step,
And, well, yeah, I mean, the fact that I'm willing to talk about it, but, and I don't mean this to be about me,
Right,
but
no, yeah.
dropping the sense of entitlement is a certain
that's
thing.
what's going on right now in the whole, it's entwined in everything, and hopefully like what we're doing with our music will bring about these conversations and I think creating space and also just like learning, like I think there's a lot of learning that like white people and cis people can do about just like how to not be men can do about just like microaggressions in spaces and how to just be like an activist rather than sort of just like an ally, like someone who's just kind of like on the side. It's like, how do you be actively in a space, like keeping your eyes and ears open for things that are happening that either are not okay, like, and like how to be there to,
And how to pick up on the subtle cues.
because
Because that's something I'm learning a lot more.
right. And that's just asking the questions and, and listening to different voices and stuff. But
and one of the old children's sayings, sticks and stones can hurt my bones, but words will never hurt me, is completely wrong.
Right.
And I think that's something that is, I think people are beginning to realize,
Yeah,
you
there's
know,
a lot.
swearing by itself isn't bad. You can not swear and say some awful things to people,
Right.
and people need to listen to what they're saying.
Right, like what's behind, that's something I learned from people in Tuned In, like what's behind the words, especially when gendering people. It's like so much, like what is the thought process that's going into like how you're going to approach a person when you're first meeting them. And if it's like just like it's a total shift, changing the way we speak is shifting and morphing the way that, you know, like our worldview. So those are just like little things, like not saying you guys, which literally everyone says, but it's like a very simple like shift that once you start being like, oh yeah, I just said you guys, it just like it gets the wheels turning. So not saying you guys is just like a more simple thing.
We literally had this discussion
Just
30 minutes before you guys showed
Yes.
up. And Annie had
Just
said,
said
we
you
got to
guys."
start saying y'all.
Yes,
Or
y'all
something
is,
like that.
Y'all is good. Y'all is good.
Exactly.
Cool.
Look,
Thanks.
folks, should we play some music?
Yeah.
Yes, I was about to say,
Ready.
we're ready for some music. Do you
Yes.
have any
This is a
songs
rage
that fit
song.
into what
Yeah, this is a rage one.
or
It's called
and-
Right Against the Gray. It
It's
will
called-
be on the album that's
So,
coming
so this
out.
is another upcoming.
Yeah, we've been playing it for a while, but it'll be on the album. It's not on the E EP.
Perfect. All righty.
It was the winter when she chose to blur the lines. Watched all her thoughts capsize. You found it a surprise. Distracted by a taste of something deeply out of place. They told her that she took up too much space. There were those days anyway, where the color looks so bright against the gray.
Well, that one ended real quick, but would you like to play another one
Yeah.
right now? And we'll,
Yeah,
I mean,
keep going.
let's go for a little more music. Meg's right about that.
Yeah,
We're here to
we're
play.
Tunes.
It's good.
We love our tunes.
So, what was the name of the last one you just played?
That was called Holy Ghost. Or, I'm sorry, Bright Against the Gray.
Okay, and
And
then
this one's called Holy Ghost.
and this one's Holy Ghost.
And this one will be on the new album,
also
too. And we've played this one around a good bit.
Great.
Stirring just below our feet, the molten churning underneath it. Oh, oh, oh. Hear the harmonies they call. And I swallow my sharp pride, 'cause it was clouding up my mind, confusing the windows for the walls. Sometimes I feel so small. And we stick around. Oh, home is a place, it is a sound. How have we come so far, my dearest? Thoughts are in the rear view. All that I have, all that I knew, strewn across the floor. It's not the form that gives us validation. We were born, we are created by the storm, the reckless and the warm. And I wait up in the late of night in hopes to hear the darkness sing Saturn's rings, softly swirling, the ferns unfurling, and I can breathe. I and I let it be without a sound.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thanks. So, I heard that you played in a van recently.
For 8 hours.
8 hours. Oh my god.
It was fun.
It was great.
For what? Why? What was it?
So, Steve, you want to take this one? No? Okay.
I don't really know why.
I don't know why. So there was an art performance installation in the parking garage downtown Burlington this weekend that we were part of. The artist was, or the specific curator of this was
Erica. I don't know her last name.
Erica.
But the
What
thing
a
was called Autobiography, and it was really, it was so cool.
was really cool.
And there were a lot of pals who, and it was sort of this like, how do we interact with cars and, I don't know. We were we were the fifth act in the rock opera.
It's like a span of
Or
life.
the grand finale,
too.
basically.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it was like sort of like
we were
life
not
is
the
messy. life is messy and kind of gross, but it's okay. Is kind of like what the theme of our act was, and so people like got in a minivan with us. We like set up a really stripped down, like
And there were
super stripped
children's
down.
toys and
Yeah.
then tango dancing.
Yeah, they
outside.
sprinked like a scent
It was
into
great.
the
It
car
was
to
so
make it like
epic.
extra immersive. I think it was like Play-Doh and baby powder.
There was a
Yeah.
scent artist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a scent
Yeah, it
artist.
was so sick.
So that was fun.
I was like,
we got a good
I need
smell.
my own
That's
set
a set
designer
to-
for just daily
Just life, yeah.
I need a set designer.
There was
right
definitely
now.
worse scents involved. Like one was the teen years, and it was like pizza and burnt weed and like body odor. And
stale beverages.
oh, stale beer. Yep. So our Play-Doh situation was really nice. We enjoyed it. It's really good.
But did
Recommend
you
Play-Doh.
have to smell the Play-Doh for 8 hours?
Wasn't too bad.
Not
It
too
was
bad.
Light mist. Also,
was pretty subtle.
yeah, we like ate tacos at one point,
yeah.
and then we got in the van. Like every 15 minutes, a new group would come up, and we'd have to get back in the van, and they'd get in the van with us. And like our friend came after we'd just done one, and like he came in to shoot video, and he was like, "Oh my god, it smells so much like tacos in here." And it's
like
just,
straight up
so
garlic.
We were just in the
gross.
van.
Could have killed a vampire.
It was gross.
It was very fun. It was good.
But it was-
A good thing to be a part of, though. We had
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah,
and
it
a
was
lot
great.
of the songs we're playing tonight, we like practiced 100 million times that
Oh.
day, so that was cool.
for sure.
Yeah, we have one. This next one was one of those ones, and is one of the like super brand new ones as well. Should we play it?
Sweet, yeah, let's hear it.
Cool. I
Yeah.
think we're ready.
What a great transition there.
I just
What a segue. Man,
I'm just like having
we've
fun
done this
playing these
before.
songs right now.
Ooh, that's a little funky.
Are you ready over there?
Yeah?
Hi, Steve.
Hey. Looking forward to playing with
ready?
you again.
Yes. Looking forward to seeing you.
Here we go.
2, 3. Mars changes direction in the sky. I feel it burning on the rise. I stand up taller than before. We don't hesitate to sit back and watch our bodies break. We throw ourselves against the walls, against the wall. And I know you said I was only a friend, but can you hold me again? Can you help me out? 'Cause I'm not weak, I just need somewhere to hear my own heartbeat. Can you help me now? 'Cause I wanted to know I wouldn't and I shouldn't, but
We're a band.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I feel like we still have some time for a few more songs.
Yeah, how many more songs do you have to play for us here? You've got your set, two more songs. Okay, so I think what we'll do here is we'll ask just a couple more questions about where you're playing next, and maybe we'll have you play us out. That's always great for us to do that. So,
Sweet. So yeah, upcoming shows you wanna?
yeah, you mentioned the November 15th.
Yep.
That's
it's in November.
Say that for me again. It's
Yeah, it's at Cold Hollow Contracting's like warehouse. It's right near the New City Market. It's
Across the
195.
street from it?
It's right past
Down
it
the
and
road.
down. You go right past City Market and then make a left. We'll put some signage out there, but that's gonna be really special. That's really our main one, and then we go and we play.
So that's November 15th.
November
which is
15th.
A
It's a Thursday.
Thursday. At what time?
At doors are at 8, and we
Doors
play
are
at
at
like 8:30 and play for like an hour plus, and that's it. And
We'll do some sketch comedy in between.
yeah, we're
The
ready.
usual.
Thank
You'd
you.
Steve and I
expect.
have got our bits ready.
Yeah. There's some slapstick that happens
Oh
at
my
some point. So.
god.
You're setting the bar here.
I know. It's a real piece.
Yeah, so we have that, and then we're playing. We're going and playing a show, a house party in Northampton, and a show in right near Providence. That's like a live studio session thing with this. With these folks who reached out to
Providence,
us.
Rhode Island.
Okay. And then we're going to play New Haven, Connecticut. And then we come back and we have the show with Lady Moon and the Eclipse on December 8th at Metronome.
But before that, we'll be playing the Plainfield Opera House on the 24th with Yestrogen.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be
Legend. They were
Lilith,
in here
are
a
you
couple months ago.
Yeah,
That was,
Yestrogen and Lilith.
Black Moon Lilith is like.
Lily Smith, epic Lilith.
have you played in Opera House before?
No, it's gonna be.
Is there something
No.
special you do there?
Epic.
Well, we're gonna really work on our vibrato vocally for the situation.
Are we?
I don't know. It
We'll
just
just
seemed
roll
operatic
in.
to me.
Yeah, that's November 24th, like right after Thanksgiving.
It's also their town hall. I think I looked up pictures and it says town hall and opera house.
It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be
a little 1-2
very
combo.
excited.
Yeah.
So what day of the week is that? Is that a
Saturday.
Saturday.
so is it an
24th.
an evening show again?
Yeah.
Doors are at 6. I just looked at the poster. This is why I know.
Yeah, and then
Tours are at
we
6.
and then we play on the 8th of December at Metronome with Lady Moon and the Eclipse, who we've played with before, and they're amazing. And then we're gonna track our album, and then we'll be back in February. So there's only there's only like a few opportunities. There's only gonna be a few shows really between now and February.
They're coming in hot.
Yeah, they're coming in hot. So
Alrighty.
yeah,
Get there while you can.
Should we just play one more or two more?
is there
What do you
time for
think?
2 more?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This one is from the EP. It's called Ode to the River.
Are we doing the
Intro.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's
Oh, that's fancy.
also sorry if you've heard me sniffling. I'm quite sick.
Fallen ill.
Yeah, I've been taken ill.
Taken quite ill.
I'm diseased at the current moment, and I am disgusting.
Nice.
Yeah. This is an old classic.
Here we go. Yeah. Okay, ready? Water it falls from the. Okay.
Sorry. Did not get
1, 2, 3. Water it falls from the sky, oh, but the river it never asks why. As her cracked, dusty shorelines grow dry, oh, she waits in the wake of the silt and the clay and reflects the gray back to the sky. Whoa, whoa. In the mountaintops covered in snow, oh, begin to breathe and let go. In the water once loose it can flow, oh, to the river so ready to feel something heavy and alive in her bed sheets once more. Whoa, how
cannot help but ask why. And the sounds the waves make when they break, oh, they shatter my shoreline and unearth my dark light. Remind me that I am always. Well, we're dancing with the moon again, slipping into the night, and we're caught up in a yearning, an ineligible churning. Should not be my concern, but the earth it is turning, and we're locked down on the interstate, refusing to yield to the mistakes we made. Oh, but girl, you better find yourself a man today to tame this wild and unruly state. Oh, the wild is innate, you know. Why would you try to stop me from growing? Don't drown in cold water, my friends.
Cool. We'll play our last one.
Can we do a switcheroo?
Oh, yeah. Get out of here, Steve. Steve's out.
This is super brand new, huh?
Steve's still working on his part because we played it for a while while he was working one day. So he's
So
gonna.
you'll just play it then?
Maybe we should just play it.
What?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
You'll just play it?
Huh? Yeah, we're gonna just play. Yeah.
Do you feel okay? Bye, Steve. Everyone say bye, Steve. He's gone to the other side now.
Woo.
Liz is on drums now. How
Yes,
exciting.
this is now Liz on drums. Can we get this in here a little more? Yeah, is that okay? Yeah, this is a super brand new one that really hopefully gets at some of the feels we're like, we're feeling it. It's a heavy time. It's the new moon in Scorpio right now. It's some crazy stuff. It's intense and dark. Yeah, we've been in it, but it's cool. There's so much to learn there.
We're back on it.
This is a song about kind of like this emerging out. Jupiter goes into Sagittarius tomorrow. We're getting out of
Okay,
it.
let's do this.
You ready? I think so. Okay.
Brittle and broken, the bones on the bed, trying to pull her roots up through her head, knowing that if she could do it again, everything would be the same. Oh, when who is to blame? We are all drowning in shame. Oh, oh. Anthem is opening up once again. Within the waves that it makes, I tread. trying to understand all this water I'm in while learning to swim. It can get lonesome out here. Loneliness can stir up. Look in the mirror and figure it out. You've got a reason to be here, a head full of doubt. But our healing is tied to each other somehow. Everything can be okay if we can be there for you. You can be there for me too.
Wow, thank you so much. Meg, Katie, Liz, and Steve out there. This has been Julius Caesar in the studio with us tonight on Rocket Shop Radio Hour. Really was amazing to sit here and listen to all that. I mean, little private performance. We love it.
Very fun.
Everybody
Thanks
else
for having us.
out there, you missed out. But they're coming with for live shows soon.
Yeah.
November 15th at the place.
Yeah. It's Flynn Ave, 195
Flynn Ave. It's on Facebook and everywhere
Yeah,
else,
it's
I'm
on
sure.
Facebook.
And Plainfield, Vermont on November 24th. Those are the two local ones. If you're farther away,
And
Rhode
then the
Island.
8th of December.
And then the 8th of December.
at Metronome.
Metronome.
Lady
We
Moon.
all know where to find Metronome.
Awesome.
That has been great. Thanks
Thank you
again
so much.
much.
Thank you.
Signing off, and Tom Proctor will be back here next week with a couple more guests. Thanks again.